Why do marriages fail? Even after going to the altar to say I do, even after going to the altar to say in sickness and in health, in riches and in richer and in poorer, in this and in that till death do us part. Between a man and a woman, every day we see marriages fail. We see those people that said I do. You see those people that said, I will stay with you till the end. We still see them um, separating, divorcing, fighting. So, in this video today, we are going to be looking at why marriages fail. Because obviously, this is what people are witnessing every day. This is what has instigated fear in so many young ladies and young men that is making them not to consider marriage as important as it is. You go to a man now, a man of 30, 40, even some 50 something, you will find out that you ask them, when you ask them about marriage, they will tell you, I am not ready. Most of them are not ready, not because they are financially incapable, but because so many of them are scared of going into that embarking on that journey. Same with the ladies on social media these days. When I read comments from arguments about marriages and all of that, I get so the way I feel about it. I think we need to talk about it. So many people are talking about marriage not being a necessity, them not seeing themselves as people who will go into that journey uh, any moment from now or ever. So in today's video, I really want us to dig a bit deep on why marriages fail. Not like I feel like I know we are going to talk about everything concerning failed marriages or marriages failing, but I think it needs to be discussed because marriage is something that was blessed in the Bible. Marriage is something that was ordained by God. Marriage is something God gave approval on, but so many people are scared because of things that are happening. Why do so many marriages that start with love, laughter, and big dreams end in frustration, resentment, or divorce? It's not just about cheating or money problems. There is usually a deeper story. Today, we are diving into the real reasons marriages fail and how to spot the warning signs before it's too late. So we are going to be looking at it deep and deeper as much as we can, because I think these failed marriages are really affecting so many people. So to you, what do you think failed marriages, what are the reasons you think marriages are behind marriages failing every day? So let's dive deeper into this topic. One of the reasons I think marriages fail is unrealistic expectation. When you hear unrealistic expectation, what does that mean? We grew up with movies, fairy tales, and social media painting a perfect picture of love, but marriage is not the happy ending. It's the beginning of work and growth. When reality hits and the fantasy fades, disappointment can creep in. You know what that means? When people, the way people see marriages on social media, the way people feel it is not what it is. Believe you me that so many people who are even into marriage content, that's not the way they use it to make their money on social media. But so many people will come online and see couples using marriages as their own content, a way of them making money. They feel like that is how marriage is. That is not how marriage is. The marriage itself is the home, the place, what goes on behind the scene, not what goes on when they set camera. Because you seeing a man coming on social media to cook for the wife, to do this one, that doesn't mean that people don't do it in real life. But believe me, there is every possibility that the person doing it on social media does not do it at home. They are using it to do their own content. You don't compare your own marriage to others. You don't face and fix your own marriage the way you want it to be. Set your standards, work towards having a good marriage. There is no perfect one there. Those ones you see on social media, that doesn't mean that they don't have ups and downs. They don't have misunderstanding. There is always a misunderstanding in every marriage. But how do you tackle it? We'll still get to that, because that's another point I have here. So, unrealistic expectations, things you've seen on social media, and you want to bring it in your own home. You want your own marriage to be the same way you view or you picture people's own on social media. Fairy tale, social media painting, a perfect picture of love, and you feel that is the way marriage works. My darling, that is not how marriage works. So unrealistic expectation is one reason I know marriages fail. So another reason is communication breakdown. When you hear communication, what comes to your mind? Because believe me, so many people do not know how to communicate in marriages. So many, not even in marriages alone, so many people don't even know the best way to communicate. They don't have that sense of communication. They don't even feel like it is very important to know how to relate with someone. It is very good to know how to communicate with someone. Communication better. It's not just about talking. That is not just about talking. When you have communication, it's not just about talking. It's about truly listening. When someone is talking, listening, as in talking, communication has to do with talking and listening. When you're talking to someone and the person is not paying attention, I think what you're trying to pass, the information you're trying to pass won't work. The person won't really get the picture of what you're saying. So you in marriage, so many people in marriages, they don't even give each other attention to talk. And when they are talking, when they are the partner is talking, they don't pay attention, they don't listen. So in marriage, there must be a talking and a listening happening. Like communication must go down. When misunderstanding comes up, if you don't listen to each other, if you don't pay attention to each other, I think it's going to be a big problem. So that's communicate. That's what I'm saying. That communication breakdown. When couples stop communicating or only talk to argue, distance grows over time. Silence becomes louder than words. You will see that when you don't talk, so many people, I think I've come across few people have been with marriages, so some couples have been with. What I noticed, seriously, when I talk about it, it will look like maybe I'm trying to paint people black, paint people's marriages black. What happens if you be the one, the bigger one in marriage? It doesn't matter if you're a woman, it doesn't matter if you're a man. In marriage, there must be someone that is this someone that is more mature, the one that feel like, okay, even if you're the man or you're the woman, this problem has lingered. Let me go. I know I'm not wrong, but let me just go and talk to you. Can't you do it? It's not going to take anything away from you. Sometimes I say that that's communication, that pride hinders communication a lot, because so many people will say, how would I be the one to talk to him? I'm not at fault. Even if you're not at fault, can't you be the one to go to that person and break that silence? Talk to the person. Besides, when you become husband and wife, you have already become one. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't even matter who talked first. But when you're talking, when the other person is talking, it's still important that the other one listens, because there cannot be a perfect talking without a good listening. How do you intend to pass the information? So communication breakdown is another problem. Is another reason why marriages fail. So talking about communication breakdown, how about emotional disconnect? This particular reason, there are so many people that you will be around as husband and wife. You will be around them, you will not feel any connection. You will feel like they are just roommates, they are just flatmates, or they are just friends. You will not feel anything. But marriage need to be felt. Like when people come around you, You don't need to say, this is my husband, this is my wife. You should be able to feel something. So when there is no emotional connection, when they have emotionally disconnected, this affects marriage. Love can fade not because it's gone, but because it wasn't nurtured. Emotional neglect, lack of appreciation, or even just getting too comfortable can lead to feeling more like roommates than partners. Yes, if you feel like I can leave this thing, let it be, I don't feel anything for him again, and you can't walk towards it, you can't do anything. We have emotionally been disconnected. I'm okay with it the way we are. We can just be there. We can just be. I'll wake up in the morning, I'll make food for him as my husband, I'll drop money for her as my wife, and you will. I see this the emotional disconnect mostly in people that were matchmaked. Let me tell you what I mean by matchmaking, because I've seen it in real life. Like I've witnessed it. I've been with this husband and wife who someone connected them to each other. There was no courtship. They didn't get to know each other very well. It was just like this man, your wife, the wife has a friend, and the guy has another friend who is looking for a wife. He said, okay, my husband's friend wants someone, husband's friend is looking for a girlfriend, or is looking for someone to marry, and they connected. Before you know it, marriage happened. Now they have no emotional connection at all. What I see in them is just no time for playing. They don't play as husband and wife. They don't even have a discussion as husband and wife. The only thing I see is husband going out in the morning, dropping money for the wife, coming back, money welcome. The man just behaves like someone that is not emotionally connected. And I've not seen the wife doing anything about it, working towards it. Do you know why? Because she too is not emotionally connected to the man. This affects marriage, the sweetness of the marriage. Now, this man can go out there and get connected to someone else and become a cheating husband. The wife can still do same. Before you know it, it can lead to a big problem that might bring divorce, that can make the marriage fail. At the point they are still managing each other without emotion, with their emotional disconnection. But as time goes on, do you think they will live like same way for how long? How long do you think they will stay that way without seeking for divorce, without the marriage failing? Emotional disconnect. There should be this connection between husband and wife that should be felt by another person when you are around them. So you need to be emotionally connected to your partner, so as to call it wife, to call it marriage. So lack of conflict resolution skills is another reason why marriage is failed. Lack of conflict resolution skills. How do you tackle your problems? How do you resolve issues? How do you work towards making peace to reign in marriage? Disagreements are normal, but how couples handle them is crucial. Some avoid conflict until it explodes. Others fight to win instead of trying to understand. Either way, unresolved issues stack up until they become too heavy to carry. So many people, when something is going on, when something is going on in their marriage, they don't feel. Now, let me give an instance. There are some things you will see as a woman. Now I'm giving it to a woman, to women out there. There are some things you will see your husband do, or sometimes it's even like your mind is telling you your husband is doing this, your husband is doing that. Most times women feel like the best thing to do is to keep it to themselves. Now a woman will say, I saw my husband doing this, I saw my husband doing that, or someone called you to report something to you. Now you accumulate this thing inside you for a very long time. You feel like okay, I'll keep it to myself until the day I will explode, until the day this will happen, until the day that will happen. Now, how do you resolve your issues? What is your conflict resolution skill? How do you tackle it? If you lack conflict resolution skill, believe you me, marriage will fail because two of you lacking it at the same time. If one person is even better in conflict resolution, I think it will even work because that person will try as much as possible to make things work. But so many times you find out that even the husband and the wife do not know how to resolve issue. When something happens, maybe the husband that would be angry from where he's coming from, or something will happen, you went out and you came back, the husband will start shouting, you start raising your voice, you will not know how to ask your wife, honey, how did this happen, what happened, give each other time to explain. How do you resolve issues when you misunderstand each other? How do you resolve the issues? That is what we say, lack of conflict resolution skills. If none of you knows how to resolve issues in marriages, it can make marriage fail. There should be a way. You bet. If you're a man, you know that your wife is this type that loves gifts. If you know you're a man, yeah, but your wife is this type that loves petting. So many people are ignorant of the things their partners like, the things that make them happy. Now you find out that your wife, one particular thing with her is whenever she's angry, when you gift her, no matter the thing you committed, she will be calm. Why not work towards that? Let it be your resolution and conflict resolution skill. And you know you are a woman that the only thing your husband desires when you air is I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So many people see it as a big thing to do, but there is no kind of conflict it cannot resolve. Go down and say I'm sorry. I've never seen someone that is beautiful and after saying sorry, your beauty goes away. I'm sorry doesn't take anything away from you. It doesn't take anything away from you. So why not be that bigger person? You know what you can do to make your husband calm down from when, like, step down from his anger hot or whatever. You say it. Lack of conflict resolution skill is a big issue, and it affects marriage and it makes marriage fail. So another thing is growing apart. People change. If couples aren't growing together, they can start to grow apart. Career changes, life goals, or even personal growth can create distance if both partners aren't on the same page. Yeah, because so many people this time you find out that uh you're a man that got married. So it's even more, you see it more when all these men that will be abroad and their parents will be told, will be asked to get a wife for them. Now you came down and spent few months with the person and you went back leaving her behind. I believe both of you will not really get to understand each other if you people grow apart, like your goals are not in the same line, your career and everything you're doing is not even in the same line. I think when getting married, people should really consider people that have the same goals with them, work towards, work towards the same goal. That is why I see wise people, the kind of healthy conversation they have before they go into marriage, when they are at their talking stage, when they are getting to know each other, the kind of conversation they have between with each other. Sometimes these are the things guys consider before they get married, because you can see someone that your goal and her goal is not in any way related, you will jump into marriage with them. That's going apart. That's doing things differently. There shall be something that makes you people work together. There should be something that make you people, as in, that makes your goal tally with the other person's goal. So it can still help in making marriage not to fail. The goal of this topic we are discussing right now isn't to scare anyone away from marriage. No, that's not the goal, but to encourage honest reflection and intentional love. Marriages fail for many reasons, but they can also thrive with awareness, effort, and heart. You don't need to be scared of marriage at all because of what we are talking about, and you should not even look at what other people's marriage is failing. You shouldn't even, because someone's marriage failed and you think um your own will fail, and you feel like it will never work out for you, that the best thing is for you to make a decision that you are not going to get married. And you shouldn't, because you're watching me talking about failed marriages, and you say you cannot get married. That is not the goal of this thing. The goal of this particular topic is to make you know that marriages are failing but yours can work, to encourage honest reflection so that you reflect on intentional love. There are true love, there are intentional love there. Reflect on those ones and leave the failed one. What do you think? Are these the real reasons, or is there more? I know you have more reasons on why marriages fail. You must have a reason. You must have witnessed something. You must have come across something. You must have seen something on why marriages fail. Let's talk about it in the comments. I know there are so many other reasons. I didn't touch everything about reasons why marriage is fair. You watching me, you have your reasons why you think. I know you can still share a reason, one or two reasons why marriage is fair. So tell me what you think in the comment section. I think we really need to talk about this marriages failing, because we have children, we have people growing up every day, coming of age, coming of marriage age, but so many of them are scared of going into marriage. So let's talk about it in the comment section. So if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more real talk content, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Someone needs to hear this, right? Someone needs to stick and work towards marriage not failing. Someone needs to enjoy marriage. Someone needs to go into marriage without being scared of failed marriage, of divorce, or domestic violence. So let's share this video and make it reach to people who need it. Until our next video. Bye.